So what's going on, toxic gamers? I think you're gonna have a ball with this one because the homie Dreamcast guy is back. He's back in action. He says that Xbox is dead. RIP Xbox, which, you know, in other words means Dunzo, Gonzo, Finetto, that it's Joe. We're gonna find out why. You do not have to subscribe. You do not have to like the video. Let's get down to it. Roll it.
Hey there, gamers. Dreamcast guy here, and we have some breaking news that is extremely bad. Xbox is just dead. There's not a fancy, nice way to say that. They have just alerted employees that Xbox is doing mass layoffs. Studio closures, hundreds, if not thousands of people are basically told, pack your desk and get out. But it's also more than that. At the same time, Xbox is about to start selling, they're going to stop selling pretty much all Xboxes in Europe. They're pulling out of the entire market. The Xbox is so dead. I'm still kind of trying to
Say aside, bro. Yo, what the hell? So he been dropping like nukes after nukes on me like that? Pause, bro. What the hell? What? So Xbox is finally fully shutting down? Nah, that cannot be real.
Mentally digest this. This leak just came out. They're telling a bunch of the employees. The employees are talking to the press, and everybody is kind of freaking out. And I wanted to talk about this with you guys because this is just so impossibly strange. The original Xbox came out back when I was in high school, and it was fantastic. The original Xbox, playing Halo, the launch of the Xbox 360 and playing...
Yeah, he glazing. He saucing it up. Or not glazing. He saucing it up. But, okay, I'm intrigued. I wanna find out. Let's cut to the chase. Or he about to cut to the chase, actually.
Oblivion and Morrowind, and then finally getting a chance to have chainsaws and Gears of War and stuff like that. Old school Xbox was just such a juggernaut. I never imagined that one day...
I mean, I can say this, let me know how old are you guys, but as somebody that's about to, or is pushing 30, I would say the original Xbox, or more so than the original Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era was quite literally the best. I would say even Xbox One and PlayStation 4 era for video games was also pretty decent and pretty good at times, but nothing can beat the 360 and PlayStation 3 era, right? Because Xbox and PlayStation were neck to neck, and the games, like, not even talking first party games for either of these consoles, but even the third-party console or third-party games were amazing. Gaming in general was just like amazing. Maybe it's nostalgia talking. I guess it's nostalgia, but also the fact is gaming was, I mean, developers didn't necessarily care about making too much money. I mean, they care about making money, but they were not prioritizing microtransactions like the way they are nowadays. So creativity has literally plummeted, or I should say creativity has literally switch sides, right? Back in the days, the creativity would be, hey, we need to make the game so good that people pay $60 to buy the game. Now it's like, hey, we need to get people to buy the game, but more so than that, we need these suckers to empty out their wallets, you know, dick in hand, and shove that money to buy the microtransactions. Literally what's going on nowadays.
They would just die in a random June with a wet fart tweet, basically. But let's talk, because I think that Xbox will continue to exist for a bit, but this is definitely signaling the end of the end.
But you said shutting down.
Hi, hope you're having a great day. I am Dreamcast Guy, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Nowadays, more like Xbox is dead, guy.
Now, in certain parts of the world, certain areas, there's like these labor rights laws where before you start to fire people, before you start to basically close stuff down, you have to legally warn people. You can't just say, hey, pack your stuff and get out. You actually do have to say, hey, maybe use your insurance, maybe file for unemployment. And that's where a lot of this stuff is coming from, is that these people are getting the legal warnings that stuff is about to basically just be insta-shut. But here it is. Here's the first part of it that honestly is even more mind-blowing. We're going to get into the mass layoffs here in a second, but I want to start with this because this is probably the thing that I feel like really signals how much they've shot themselves in the foot. Microsoft is restructuring its Xbox division across Central Europe, resulting in some Xbox operations ceasing in some regions. Now, they've used...
Oh, crap. Okay. So...
this PR speak before. You guys know this. I hate PR speak. I feel like just say it normal. Just say, hey, Xboxes aren't selling. We've decided to stop even trying. So, right now, there's huge chunks of the world where you couldn't even hand out Xboxes on a street corner. Most of Asia, lots of China, Europe, a lot of places like Japan and stuff, they're just not buying Xboxes. But
man,
historically, Europe was one of the main places. That's actually like 95% of all Xbox consoles sold.
Yo, I need my where are the Reddit detectives at? Where are the Twitter detectives at? Like, we need the fact checkers on this one immediately. And real quick though, I need to shout out the homie Albert for the $5 super thanks. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Also shout out to the homie Thomas for being a member on the channel as well. Really appreciate it. Alright, let's get back to the content here, boo boo.
Were the United States and Central Europe. 95% of all Xbox consoles sold were the United States and Central Europe. This 95. Is where they made their money. So the fact that now they're just abandoning the market, that to me signals the fact that they're probably shipping those systems to warehouses and stuff in Europe and selling single-digit units a month. It's just not worth the millions and millions of dollars they've invested into that region. So this is more than just, oh, maybe...
Man, he's excited. He really happy though, you know. Man, I love seeing brothers being happy though, you know, because in gaming, man, bruh, like, you know, it's always this bad news in gaming, right? We never really get some good news. So I guess this is really, the bad news is really good news for the homie Dreamcast guys. So I love seeing the homie being happy, but like damn, bro. Man, Xbox really hurt him bad by the looks of it, so...
Maybe we'll sell them online. I think this is just them saying, straight up, we are giving up. I want to take a look at the replies here. Oh, this is an Xbox. The death of the Xbox console. Now, this person brings up the Middle East. This is an interesting point.
You know what? I rather this dumbass beef between Sony ponies and Xbox Andes than actually the WW3, you know, or nukes, this, that, the other. Yeah, right? Because Tom Cruise is not gonna be coming to save the day, man. He's gonna, yeah, I want him to make like another Top Gun Maverick movie for sure. I think Mission Impossible is done, so right. What a series it was, man. I love the Mission Impossible series, guys. Bruh. You know, but I'm getting sidetracked. But here's the thing. So Tom Cruise is not gonna come in real life. We're not gonna have Avengers coming in real life to save the day. So yeah, thankfully that beef is settled for now. And we got Sony ponies and Xbox Andes beef. I rather this one, guys. For real though. One in the comments if you rather this than, you know, being on the battlefield.
Point, because recently Microsoft did something similar in the middle.
Rather than us being on the battlefield looking like this, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, yeah.
At least, point, because recently Microsoft did something similar in the Middle East, where the brand is just non-existent. If you walk into a Best Buy in Dubai or something like that and say, hey, I want an Xbox, they're going to laugh in your face. They're just going to say, I don't know, buddy, go to eBay. You just can't really get that stuff there. It's that everybody there is either playing PlayStation, playing PC, or playing the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. This is wild. It does make sense. Xbox is dead in many European countries. Right. This is just so wild. Xbox is dead in Asian markets, it's dead in Europe, and it's slowly dying in the United States. It's still just weird to think about the fact that going from all these acquisitions, buying stuff like Activision for tens of billions of dollars, buying
70 billion, and then they have to put the games on PlayStation because that's where most of the gamers are at. That's where most people play on. Makes sense, right? And then putting Call of Duty on Game Pass, and a while back we heard that they were not making enough money though from it, right? Like they would have made more money by selling the game. That's like the data, but this is the data that we heard a while back. Maybe now the story is different. Maybe in the long run they're gonna make a ton. You never know, right? But this is early data that I remember hearing a couple of months ago, so it's outdated. But maybe, but maybe it's still the same situation right now, or maybe it changed. But I don't know about it, so I'll just put it that way.
Bethesda doing all this stuff only to instantly fail. It's wild to watch how quickly Microsoft went from doing a victory lap and trying to buy their way to success to just telling everybody, "All right, we quit, we give up, you win."
Yeah, we quit.
Now, here's the other part of it that's extra crazy. Microsoft is planning major job cuts at the
So I wouldn't say like Xbox is dead or anything, but yeah, I mean, it seems like that. Okay, at least in some aspects or in some continents, in some countries, it is not doing well, or it's being closer to dying. So they're like cutting divisions, they're cutting supplies, I guess, they're cutting shit, and it's being reported by Bloomberg. Okay, so I mean, there's some truth to it. And also, yeah, I mean, gaming in general right now, it's not necessarily just Xbox. It's also is true for PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation is in a better spot regardless because it's a household name. I mean, even Xbox is, don't get me wrong, but ever since PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, things change, or more so, things change with Xbox One. You know that Kinect camera? I believe it was called the Kinect, right? You know, when Xbox One was revealed, they were like, you gotta buy the camera, it's gonna always be online, no use games. That literally killed Xbox. Because around PS3 and Xbox 360, the numbers the consoles sold, the sale numbers for both of these consoles were neck to neck. Basically, like, both of these consoles were like 50-50. I'm not sure which one won, but it doesn't even matter because it was like so much, it was so close to each other, like it didn't matter. Like Xbox was doing phenomenal, PlayStation 3 was doing phenomenal. Initially PlayStation 3 didn't do phenomenally because it costed a lot more than the competition, than the 360, but then, you know, those suckers realized, they lowered the price, and, you know, PlayStation actually came out with sick first party games like Uncharted, God of War. You know, we had what's that game? Heavy Rain. Yo, I love Heavy Rain, by the way. Have you ever played Heavy Rain? Detroit Become Human was another one that came out during the PlayStation 4. From the same developer. I want another one of those games, man, because those games were amazing, okay? And Uncharted was also like, and at that time, like, Sony didn't necessarily made a lot of those movie games. Granted, Uncharted is still kind of like a movie game, but Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, yes, movie action, but still there's a whole lot of gameplay, and the corners were pretty tight. Pause. Yeah, so Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 gotta be my favorite. I even loved Uncharted 4, The Lost Legacy as well, but those are more like movie games. I don't have a problem with movie games, but it's just that, like, the original God of War series was just, I would always pick the original God of War series over the new ones. I also loved the God of War 2018. Ragnarok was pretty aight as well, but nothing beats God of War 3 and God of War 2 and God of War 1, at least for me, though. Maybe, you know, Ragnarok beats the original one for you, and that's perfectly fine, but yeah, man, so gaming was literally just about gamers and gameplay and not chasing bills and dollars. And it was doing well, and then Xbox was like, okay, gotta have a Kinect, always online, no more used copies. They literally killed their console, and that's when we saw a massive shift where PlayStation 4 did more than 2 times better than Xbox One in sales, and PlayStation also doubled down like crazy on their first party games as well, so just giving more reasons and incentive to buy PlayStation 4, and now we're seeing the same happen with PlayStation 5. But admittedly, let's be objective here, guys. Even PlayStation don't have that many, or PlayStation 5 rather, didn't see that many exclusives in comparison, only in comparison to PlayStation 4 and the previous gen. Now granted, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, right, and Horizon Forbidden, made Gran Turismo, and there are a couple other games that I'm missing that came out that are exclusives to PlayStation, and then a year later they come to PC, or 2 years later they come to PC, but still exclusive to PlayStation, meaning that they're not gonna be, or at least for now, they're not on Xbox. Yeah, we got some, but it's not enough, right? That's why, and right now we're also in PlayStation 6, the next gen Xbox, and gamers collectively, generally, most of the gamers are like tired. They're like, hey man, bruh, like, we don't even have that many games, man. We don't even have that many games, right? So there's a reason why we're hearing it, is because we don't have too many good games right now, and we need more. But versus whatever the PlayStation 5 exclusive titles are, we don't have many for Xbox, right? Like, yeah, what did we get for Xbox? Halo? Flop big time. I'm talking about the Xbox Series X generation Halo game, right? Not like the previous ones, because previous ones were good. So that flopped big time. There were, yeah, Starfield came and went, and I don't even remember. Hellblade Senuaga or something like that. yeah, never heard anything about it either. So games aren't doing good, generally speaking, but Xbox is not. I mean, of course, it's not doing good because they shot themselves in the foot back in the Xbox One days, and yeah, and gaming in general is just everybody's waiting for GTA 6 right now, bro.
Xbox gaming division.
Or mostly
managers
everybody.
within Xbox are expecting substantial cuts to the entire group. Now, the reason this phrase, the entire group, is so important is because typically when you do a merger, when you buy a studio, there is some amount of layoffs. Even when PlayStation bought Bungie and stuff, typically you do a thing where you like, how do they phrase it? You cut the redundancies. You know, you buy a studio, they've got a marketing department, or they have a really big accounting department. You don't need that anymore because now you're moving them in-house. PlayStation has their own marketing department. PlayStation has their own accountants and stuff. That's the kind of thing where typically they say, we're cutting the redundancies. But in this case, cutting the entire group says, this means shutting down studios. This means mass layoffs. This means people are straight up going to be gone.
Yeah, he loves it when Xbox has that shutdown.
And it's weird because it has been almost exactly 1 year since the massive closures of last year. Dang. In May of 2024 is when they shut down stuff like Tango, which is the people that did Evil Within and Hi-Fi Rush. It's when
and I mean, there is like whatever the homie Dreamcast guy right now is saying, there is some truth and validity to it, right? Like Xbox, let's be real, let's be objective here. Yeah, like Xbox is not doing well. But right now, like, it's one of those things, good message or, I mean, wrong messenger, but yeah, right? It's a wrong messenger kind of deal that I'm seeing right now, but because what he's saying is, in some aspects, only in some aspects, is not wrong. To a certain degree, it is true that Xbox is shutting down some divisions and, you know, buying Bethesda's, buying Activision, and buying some games. I mean, there was another one of those games, I forgot its name. It was an indie title that did really well, but then ultimately they shut it down. I forgot. Hi-Fi Rush, yeah, there we go. Hi-Fi Rush. I'm not sure what's the current news on Hi-Fi Rush is, because I'm like so out of gaming. But I'm still like connected, but I'm like so out of like, you know, the Xbox and PlayStation beefing, or Sony ponies and the Xbox Andes. But now I'm coming back to it.
Shut down Arcane Austin, the people that did Dishonored and Redfall and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
Redfall
the fact that
too,
1 year later they're doing even more mass firings.
Yeah,
I hate to make guesses, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think they're about to fire Ninja Theory, which is all the people that made Hellblade. I think they're all getting the boot. I think they're going to fire pretty much everybody that's not making the most peak, well, top-selling stuff. And I don't just...
If they fire everybody, then who's gonna be left to make the games, bro? Like, they gotta slow their rolls. Yeah, it is true. Like, they fired, Xbox fired some companies before, but I don't think they're gonna fire everybody, bro. That's like brand suicide right there.
Top subscription generators. I mean, top-selling stuff. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious, maybe I'm being sort of mean here, that obviously Game Pass has been a catastrophic failure. I've been talking about this for years, and people always get mad at the comment section, but you just cannot get enough subscribers to break even.
What's the subscriber count? I believe it's 35 million. Could be wrong. Let me Google it.
Game market, making games is so damn expensive. Making games costs hundreds of millions of dollars of research and development and just marketing and Super Bowl commercials. It is so expensive. You can't just...
Okay, yeah, it is. But this is something that I heard a while back. Yeah, okay, makes sense. What? Okay, Xbox Game Pass currently has over 35 million subscribers. Microsoft reported 34 million subscribers in February. Okay, so what's the date on this 35 million? Okay, we know 34 million February 2024. So what's the data on this one? Because it cannot... I mean, technically, it can be true that... because I'm filming this video on June 26, 2025, so you would expect the number to be higher, like duh, makes sense. But another thing, okay, oh shit, June 9, 2025, Xbox has reached, okay, if this is true, then that's crazy. Because what I was gonna say that, what I was gonna say was that it could be that 34 million were subscribed back in February of 2024, and now it's like 35 million. The way I can see this, or the way it can be logical, is that, yeah, 34 million subbed back then, and people are unsubbing, subbing, resubbing, but unsubbing too. So it's like, it's not moving, because it's not moving the needle too much. It's because, like, they already peaked to the point where I guess this is the ceiling they're at. So people either are like unsubbing, so it goes down, and then a new gamer comes in, subs it, and then the number gets back up. And of course you gotta factor in some people would unsub and then resub later whenever they find some value in it. But it seems like that 35 million, if true, is the ceiling right now for Xbox. So and I suppose they want more than that. I mean, companies like DOD, they want 50 million, they want 100 million.
Just get 10 million or 20 million people paying $10 a month. That just does not break even. Clearly, Microsoft has realized if we cannot get people to buy games, even if it is on PC or on PlayStation, we need people to buy games, not just subscribe, buy games.
Right,
and at this point, they're just laying everybody off because a lot of these projects are still expensive, not generating any revenue and not getting any upfront sales at all. God, I want to scroll down here. Let me see what some of the replies here are. Oh yeah, of course, a lot of memes about Xbox defenders. This is an Xbox, and it's just more layoffs. Jason Schreier, whenever there's bad news in the gaming industry. Oh,
right.
Not surprised. They just slap a logo on anything. This is the thing, is that right before this, they announced another, this is an Xbox, it's the Meta Quest. No hardware problems when you can put an Xbox logo and Xbox buttons
Tabs Temple, no hardware problem, and you
wherever you want. This is the thing, is I do think that if you look at the numbers, they have cut almost 3,000 people just last year.
Yeah, that's right too. Xbox, when they acquired Activision, these motherfuckers like actually they cut like 2,000, almost 3K, almost 3,000 jobs. Yeah, the homie Phil said that not you anymore. We gotta get rid of you, right? So yeah, it was crazy. This will be the 4th big layoff at Xbox in the past 18 months.
This talk about, oh, we're trying to ensure the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. It'll benefit the company and the broader...
Yeah, I remember covering it when that first happened. That's. I mean, this is old news, but it is true. So that's wild, yeah.
Market. Video games will be better when we buy everything. It just shows the fact that, honestly, this is just not going to work. Man. I kind of admire the fact that Xbox had a good catchphrase. The best deal in gaming. I think the idea behind Game Pass... it was functional for a time. The idea of, hey...
I mean, for gamers, it's a good idea. If we keep on getting good games and it's in the Game Pass and the model is like, what, 20 bucks right now per month? And you get to play hundreds of games, if not thousands. It's a good model. For gamers, it is. But it seems like that nowadays, like, in general, like, we don't have good games, bro. Like, we're not getting that many. Maybe there's 1 or 2 out of the blue that we get, and maybe there's one game that comes out every year that you get addicted to. But that's about it. Back in the days, it would be like 10s, dozens, 20s, 30s of those games, and you would really have to be like, oh man, I have to save money to buy that game. But now it's like, bro, it's just crickets, you know. But did you see this video? Apparently we ended up getting some new gameplay leaks for GTA 6, the real one apparently. Yeah, click on this video on the screen and I'll see you there, and it's looking actually good, so